Let's bring in the founder of Public News on Substack. We love talking to Michael Shellenberger. Michael, it's always a pleasure. It's great to see you again. Michael, here's the thing. Minority neighborhoods are getting ruined. How does looting, arson, assaults, burning Waymos and cop cars and American flags, how does that help illegal aliens?
Oh, right. Of course. I mean, it doesn't. It's great to be with you. I mean, look, there's so many things about it that just seem crazy and irrational. I mean, why, if you're protesting deportations, would you be flying the Mexican flag? Why, if you care about vulnerable communities, are you breaking into their stores and starting things on fire? It's a form of nihilism. I mean, this is a group of people who, on the one hand, feel very entitled to being here. It's a kind of narcissism, a sense of entitlement. That's why they say, somehow Mexico should control California because it had control for 20 years after Spain turned it over, and then we got it from Mexico. It's silly stuff, but I think it shows a real derangement and a real irrationality that's behind it. And it makes sense because it's an anti-civilization movement. It just has been saying that Western civilization in general and the United States in particular are responsible for genocide and slavery and basically everything horrible that's ever happened. So the agenda has been to tear down civilization. That's why it's the same people that protested on the George Floyd issue are now protesting on this issue.
Yeah, and it's pro-socialism, pro-communism, anti-capitalism. I mean, we see these left-wing organizers spreading these protests across the U.S. in New York, Tucson, Seattle, Chicago, Austin, Vegas, D.C. In Seattle, people on Twitter said protesters were heard chanting Allahu Akbar, Viva Palestina. The mayor of Spokane announced a state of emergency and a curfew. And then you get to Biden's open border policies. They're hitting the minority communities hard with crime from organized crime networks from Central and South America. And legal migrants say no, they don't like it. They don't like what's happening. Your take on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, you're someone that, if you're a legal migrant to the United States, first of all, you're probably a pretty special person because you went through a very difficult process to come here. You love the United States. You had to take an exam to represent that you knew American history and that you share American values. Legal immigrants are the people that you would think would actually hate illegal migrants the most because they actually were the folks that played by the rules and believe in the American dream. I mean, look, we're dealing with a criminal, movement here. It's a movement of people that think that the laws, again, are immoral because they're part of the United States, they're part of civilization, and they feel entitled to break those laws. They feel entitled to really everything, all the benefits of the United States. So it's a hypocritical. I mean, on the one hand, they're anti-American. On the other hand, they want all the rights and privileges of living in America, including the safety and security that comes from being here. So, yeah, I think that really what's on the line is something much more significant than people have talked about, which is that this is about defending civilization,
really is.
Our Constitution, our country.
Yeah. So, Harry Enton, CNN chief data analyst, listen to him say that people who came here legally are moving towards Republicans and President Trump. And that, watch him, what he says about, legal migrants don't like illegal aliens and what they did, breaking the law. Watch.
You go back to 2020. Democrats, get this, held a 32-point lead on this issue. Immigrant voters were in the Democratic camp. Jump forward to 2024, 2025. Look at that shift, a 40-point shift to the right among immigrant voters. Republicans now lead on this issue by 8 points over Democrats, more so than any other group that I could find. But look at this, Trump's vote share in presidential elections among, again, immigrant citizens, those who are registered to vote. Look at this. In 2016, he got 36% of the vote. You go to 2020, 39% of the vote. Look at this. In 2024, all the way up to 47% of the vote. And look at this. The net favorable rating, immigrants who are here illegally, among immigrant citizens, again, those registered to vote. In 2020, look at this, plus 23 points on the net favorable rating. But look at where we were in 2024, minus 6 points. Underwater. So immigrant citizens have become increasingly unfavorable in their views of those immigrants who are here illegally.
But then, Michael, what do you make of Democrat California Senator Henry Padilla crashing Kristi Noem's press conference in L.A.? He did not identify himself, and so he was removed by security. What do you make of what happened there?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is what it really epitomizes the whole story. Legal migrants want order. They're escaping the chaos and disorder from the countries they left. And Democrats make clear that they're the party of disorder. They're the party of disorganization, decivilization, and disorder.
Great analysis, as always, from Michael Shellenberger. Don't be a stranger. Come back soon. We love having you on, Michael. It's good to see you.